Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Windwaker HD. In the last part we started to head through the Forsaken Fortress and we took on Phantom Ganon, and now in this part we are going to finish off the Forsaken Fortress and we're going to take on the boss of the Forsaken Fortress, which is a pretty easy boss to be honest, but it's enjoyable. And we finally got our sister. Of course you were worried. I was worried. I have to start speaking like these again, don't I? Damn it. The cell won't open that easily. Oh, you decided to help now, have you? For God's sake. There you go, acting before you think as usual. I swear, do you even realise that we had to draw that monster bird off for you? It was about to come flying in here after you again. Can you tell who the boss is going to be? Where have I got? She recognises the Master Sword. I wonder if that's going to become important. That sword? Where did you get that? Are you... Is it even possible? How could it be? Well, never mind about that. For now, we'll just take these girls. Excuse me? I'm sure their fathers back in town will pay a handsome reward for their return. And we finally got our sister back. Doesn't last very long. I love those happy face there. I'm so sorry to interrupt such a heartwarming reunion. My brain. But isn't there something that you need to take care of? Yes, of course. If you're worried about your sister, don't be. I promise I'll deliver safely back to your little island. Normally I'd expect a huge reward for something like this, but this time it's my treat. Listen, Errol, your brother still has some things to take care of. Big, important, grown-up things. He'll be back soon, so you just wait nice and quiet until he returns, okay? But, big brother, I have to go. Miss Tetra, you have to hurry. The bird will be here any second. Ow! Sorry. Cons are excellent. Just in time. Take this one too. Huh? But she's fine. Just do as you're told. Ooh. Bossy. Big brother. See you in a bit. It'll be fine. Promise. Tomtail. We'll be back. I swear it. Oh fuck. Time for us to take on a bird. Big fucking bird. That's not... I don't know what triggers this, to be fair. It's just like, fuck, you've seen the bird. Let's just make it even more of a freaky thing to deal with. Let's amp up the tension. So here we go. It's now time for us to run. Yeah, this part all we have to do is basically run up the tower. Really, you just don't pretty much just don't stop. Just keep running and ignore the bird. He will try to attack you. If you have, just ignore those assholes. Just keep going. Shit. Ignore them all. They'll drown, so it's fine. I think that's just like a cheap little thing for right there, you know, that the fact that they show off that what looks like a door. I think that's, you know, a cheap trick to try and make you try and go into it and fuck you over. Yeah, so basically at this point you just don't want to fucking fall. Just keep going. I think if you do fall into the water, I don't know whether it's instant kill. Fuck off! Have a hammer to the face. Well, he's dead. Well, that was an easy boss. Let's move on. Trusty hammer. I knew I could rely on you. See, definitely here, you know. That's going to close up. We go to the top of the tower and we take on Ganon. We finished the game really easy. I mean, it's not as if the bird's going to eat. There he is. Fuck. So now it's time to take on this asshole. The next boss of the game, the Helmroc King, I believe he's called. So this is a rather simple boss. He's going to land, lock onto him. He's going to come near you, and then he's going to plant his beak. And yeah, whack him in the head with the hammer, and rinse and repeat. You've just got this is this is pretty much what you're doing for the first section of the fight. The first half, it's just he's going to come down. Yeah, and wait. Come on. There we go. I think you're only able to get one hit in at a time, so it's just keep hitting him. And our aim in the first part of the fight is just to break his is to break the kind of protective mask he has on his head. And yeah, so just dodge, smack him, and then he'll fly up again. It's not a particularly hard boss fight. The hardest thing I think is to keep an eye on him when he flies up, because the lock-on kind of goes off. That's the only thing, the only issue. Yeah, so now after a few hits he starts doing this shit, where he starts flapping his wings and trying to blow you into the spikes. As long as you keep moving towards him, you'll be just fine. You're just basically dodging at that point, you know, you're just moving forward. Yeah, and now he starts doing this shit, where you pretty much just want to, and like with these attacks, it's just pretty much dodge out the way until he goes back to the strategy of trying to hit you with his beak. Like I say, it's not a hard boss. Here we go. Although I do like the boss. I like the boss design. And boom! All that's left now is his head. Yeah, and here, me being a dumbass. Yeah, that was me being a moron. You're supposed to attack him. Wait until he hammers, and then... and keep whacking him. I don't know which weapon is more effective here. I think the Master Sword is more effective than using the hammer, because you can get multiple hits in. So I just use the Master Sword at this point. I think you just pretty much use the Master Sword purely for as in you use the hammer purely for yeah, here he picks it up, so you have to roll. Just keep doing that, nice and easy. I think the hammer is used purely just to break his mask, and we're done. And it's quite a cathartic little boss fight, because this guy gave you so much shit right at the beginning of the game, and now you've just owned this giant rooster. And another heart piece, another heart container. For some reason that knocks that off. So now that's 7 heart pieces, 7 hearts now my health is up to. I know there's a couple more bosses. I think I should be able to get it to halfway. I should be able to get it up to at least 10 by the end of the game. To be honest, you don't really need that many, because all the bosses are not that hard, to be honest. This is one of the easier Zelda games, to be fair. Oh shit. Finally it's time. I love his design. It's been a while, boy. You have done well to sneak into my fortress and wriggle your way all the way up here. I suppose the least I can do is commend you for your reckless courage. My name is Ganondorf. So I love that design, it's so good. And I am the master of the Forsaken Fortress. Shit. Fine, I'm gonna kick your ass, because I've got a master sword now, bitch. By the way, boy, when you drew that sword of yours out to its resting place, did you by chance notice how all of the monsters frozen in time down there suddenly began stirring again? I meant stirring. Do you understand precisely what that means? I highly doubt you do. Foolish child, while that sword is indeed the blade of evil's bane, at the same time it has long played another role. You see, it is also a sort of key, a most wretched little key that has kept the seal on me and my magic intact. Fuck. We fucked up. By withdrawing the blade, you have broken that seal. In other words, getting his fucking powers back. I'm gonna kill you. Link. You fucking missed. You stupid bastard. I love that face, it's just like, you fucked up, boy. Oh. Bitch slap. Oh fuck. You cannot defeat me with a blade that does not sparkle with the power to repel evil. What you hold is useless. Oh yeah, second half of the game. Go back to the world below and tell that to the pathetic fools who made this blade. Its power is gone and its edges are dull. Tetra, warrior, the fuck are you doing here? Get out. She's more badass than us, to be fair, here. Tomtail, get up. She actually causes more damage to Ganondorf than we do. Ugh, stop. Let me go. You pathetic little sea rat. Oh fuck. What the fuck? My Triforce of power is resonating. Ha! At long last I have found you, Princess Zelda. What? What are you talking about? I don't know any Zelda. Feigning ignorance will gain you nothing. Tell me, if you're not Zelda, then why do you have this fragment of the Triforce? Something's exploding. I love that. Yoink. Yoink. See you, bitch. Saved by the Rito there. Go on, Valo, burn his ass. I do love this moment, actually. He's like, fuck. Yeah, burn the bitch. There we go. End of the game. Ganondorf is done. My apologies. Not really. Gonna take more than that to take down Ganondorf. And we're back at the Tower of the Gods, saved by Valu and the Rito, which is nice. Oh, he looks so worried. You get him. It's alright, Tomtail. She has merely lost consciousness. Your sister has escaped the Forsaken Fortress with the pirates. You can relax. She's safe now. Lord Valu, you arrived not a moment too soon. We are deeply grateful. Foreign tongue. Foreign tongue. I am aware of this. Yet I thought our first priority would be to separate these two from Ganon's grasp. Foreign tongue. Speak English, for fuck's sake. Or Hyrulean, or whatever the fuck language that people of Hyrule speak. I don't know if it even is Hyrule in this game. I can't remember. They never say what the name of the world is. It's just like a bunch of islands on top of what used to be Hyrule. Tomtail, I'll explain things later. Now I must return to the world beneath the sea. Time for us to go. So yeah, by pulling the sword, the Master Sword out of its resting place, we kind of fucked up. But it's kind of like in the same thing with Ocarina of Time, really, where oh, he's so happy. You know, it's kind of like with Ocarina of Time, where everything has gone. The full plot of Ganondorf being able to overthrow Hyrule is done because you pull the Master Sword from sorry, you pull the Master Sword from its pedestal in the Temple of Time, and so as a result you kind of cause it, but you need the Master Sword also to kind of defeat Ganondorf once and for all. It's kind of a similar situation here. Similar thing happens in Twilight Princess from what I remember as well. It's a regular, and I don't think... No, in Link to the Past, I think Ganon was already a thing at that point. So, yeah, in the 3D games, it's a something which is often kind of... It's a plot device which is often used, except for... It wasn't used in Skyward Sword, or Majora's Mask, and it also wasn't used in Breath of the Wild. I've been thinking about that game, you know. Been thinking about Breath of the Wild. Thinking that I want to record it at some point. But oh my god, it's going to be such a long game. No, there you go, Link. Sorry, Tom Till. And in we go. Back down to the temple, and who the fuck's this shithead? What the fuck are you doing here? Are you him? Are you the one who was speaking through my stone without my permission? Answer me. Tom, there you go. That stone is an enhanced version of the Gossip Stone, long spoken of in the legends of the Hyrule royal family. I am the one who made it. You made it? The royal family's Gossip Stone? I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Have neither of you heard the tales? Tales of the kingdom spoken of in the legend of the great hero, the place where the power of the gods lies hidden. This place where the two of you now stand is that kingdom. Spoiler, this is Hyrule. It's not shocking. And I am its king, Daphnis Nohansen Hyrule. Name was changed in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, and he's the boat. He's the king of Red Lions. There was no need for me to reveal my true identity to you, so long as that blade, the Master Sword, could defeat Ganon. Okay? But now, both of you must listen to me. Once long ago, this land of Hyrule was turned into a world of shadows by Ganon, who sought to obtain the power of the gods for his own evil ends. My power alone could not stop the fiend, and our only choice was to leave the fate of the kingdom in the hands of the gods. When the gods heard our pleas, they chose to seal away not only Ganon, but Hyrule itself, and so, with the torrential downpour of rains from the heavens, our fair kingdom was soon buried beneath the waves, forgotten at the bottom of the ocean. God, these gods are hardcore. Yet all was not lost, for the gods knew that to seal the people away with the kingdom would be to grant Ganon's wish for the destruction of the land. So... So before the sealing of the kingdom, the gods chose those who would build a new country and commanded them to take refuge on the mountaintops. Those people were your ancestors, which is... Hundreds of years have passed since then. So long as Ganondorf was not revived, Hyrule would remain below, never waking from its slumber. Tetra, come to me. I need an adult. I am an adult. Get on with this. This necklace you wear is part of a sacred treasure called the Triforce of Wisdom, which has been passed down for many ages within the royal family of Hyrule. It looks pretty cool, actually. I like the designs for these things in here. It's simplistic, but looks cool. Your mother passed this down to you and instructed you to treasure it and to guard it with your life. Am I not correct? The Triforce of Wisdom is none other than the sacred power of the gods that we have kept from Ganon's clutches for so many long years. God, it's staying a while. The gods placed upon your ancestors the task of protecting it from evil's grasp. You too must abide by the laws of the past, and so the time has come for me to teach you the fate into which you were born, the very reason that you live. He has the other bit. You fucking asshole, you kept this a secret all this time? That face. That's so awesome. That is the music cue from A Link to the Past. That's really awesome. I never noticed that before. Shows how much I pay attention. I also haven't completed A Link to the Past, so that's probably why. She's Zelda. Although I don't know why they decided to make it so that she's kind of tanned when she's Tetra, and give her like really white, kind of light skin when she becomes Zelda. I think that's kind of dumb. My fate. You are the true heir of the royal family of Hyrule, the last link in the bloodline. Link. You are Princess Zelda. Fuck. Zelda, I'm a princess? You are confused, aren't you? I suppose such is to be expected. She also becomes completely and utterly useless now. All that badassery she showed as Tetra is now long gone. But now it is known that Tetra is indeed Princess Zelda, Ganon will be searching frantically for this child in an attempt to get the power of the gods that she possesses. He will not rest until he has found her. If he succeeds, my ancient kingdom under the sea will be turned into a land of shadow and despair, and so will the world you know, above the waves. Tomtel, I need you to lend me your strength in this dark hour. I have a suspicion about what has caused the Master Sword to lose its power. I need for you to come with me back to the lands above the water and return the power to repel evil to the Master Sword. I'll do it. I'll kick that bastard's ass. No problem. Zelda. I prefer Tetra. It is far too dangerous for you to join us in this task. Does fucking nothing. Fortunately, the sacred chamber is not yet known to Ganon. It's my wish that you wait here in hiding until we return. So, yeah, this is where she's going to be from now on. Tomtel, we must go. At least for the majority of the game. Which I think is kind of bullshit. I think it would have been better if they'd done something like they did later on with Spirit Tracks, where they had like Zelda accompany you throughout the whole journey. I think that would have been better. Tomtel. I don't know how to say this. Everything that's happened to you and your poor sister, it's all been my fault. It's not really, I mean, come on. How could you know this was happening? I'm so sorry. There's like, fuck it. I don't care. I just want to kick ass. Tomtel. Be careful. Yeah, I find this kind of, it's not really, how she didn't even know she was Zelda until like a few moments ago, so how can this be her fucking fault? I don't get it. I think that's a load of bull. I think that's an ass pull, but whatever. But anyway, that's it for... We're almost at the end of this part, actually. So that's the first half of the game pretty much done. We now need to talk to the king and find out what the next step of our journey is going to be. Tomtel, listen well. The fact that the Master Sword lost the power to repel evil suggests to me that something has happened to the sages who infused the blade with the god's power. The sages would be here in Hyrule, in the Wind Temple to the north and the Earth Temple to the south, praying to the gods. You must head for these two temples to see what has happened to the sages and attempt to find a way to recover the power to repel evil. Unfortunately, Ganon seems to have erected some sort of magical barrier down here in Hyrule, blocking our path to the temples. But each temple should have another entrance high upon Hyrule's mountaintops, which are now islands above the sea. As always, I shall mark these places on your sea chart. Now then, if we stay here much longer, we shall draw our enemy's attention to Princess Zelda's whereabouts. We must return to the surface immediately. So yeah, now that we've found Zelda, we've got the Master Sword. In order to power it back up, we need to head into the next two temples, the Wind Temple and the Earth Temple, and from there we then need to... Do you know the legend of the Hero Time? Once long ago he defeated Ganon and brought peace to the kingdom of Hyrule. Peace of the Triforce was given to the Hero Time and he kept it safe, much as Zelda kept hers. That sacred peace is known as the Triforce of Courage. When the Hero Time was called to embark on another journey and left the land of Hyrule, he was separated from the elements that made him a hero. It's said that at the time, Triforce of Courage is split into 8 shards and hidden throughout the world. Even I do not know where they rest, but this much I do know, they lie hidden somewhere in this great sea. Might you have crossed paths with someone who knows much about these things that lie in the depths of the sea? Well, fret not if you can think of no one. Then maybe you would come upon the knowledge by asking around in a place where many people gather. So yeah, that's it for this part of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. Basically, now what we need to do is we need to go through the next 2 dungeons and power up the Master Sword. But first, we need to find our 2 sages. So that's what we'll be doing in the next part. Join me next time for the next part of Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD, when we'll be doing some side stuff for a little bit, getting some upgrades, and then we'll be moving on and going to the next temple, which I think the first one is the Wind Temple. So join me next time for the next part of Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. Mouthful. See you next time.